Hi everyone, this is Olivia. Today we're going to talk about viewfinders, what they are, what they do, and how to make one. So let's get started. Now just FYI, while I am talking with you, I am going to be putting some images on the video just for reference so you can see, and I'll be putting up the entire image as well as what it might look like through a viewfinder. It's possible that on a few of these images I might stop and talk about them for just a brief moment and then go back to what I was talking about before. Let's say you're taking a walk and you see a beautiful image right in front of you and you think, oh my gosh, I would love to paint that image. And then you look at it some more and you think, well, actually I like this one part better, I think. That is where the viewfinder comes in very nice, because you see a great big image that's beautiful, but you want to focus in more on a part of the image. And with a viewfinder, it makes the process extremely easy because you have a little center and all around that is a solid color, whether it be white, black, whatever. And so you hold it up in front of you and just kind of move it around until you find the part of the image that you want to create. And by moving it around, I mean literally, just holding it out in front of you and going to the left, right, up, down, and also closer towards you and further away from you. Bringing your arm in closer and out further while holding your viewfinder is like the manual way of zooming in and out. The closer it is towards you, the more image you will see. The further it is from you, the smaller. If you hold it out at like arm's length, you're going to get a very small piece of your image, say like a few leaves if you're out in nature. And if you bring it closer towards you, you might get, most of the tree. But at any rate, it makes deciding what composition you like very easy because you only see that, as compared to when you're looking at your whole field of vision in front of you. It can be overwhelming if you're trying to find one area that you want to create. And this is a very cheap, simple, easy fix. Now, a lot of people will use their hands to make that little square, but the problem with that is you still have a huge area around on the outside of that. So it does help. It's better than nothing. And this is my point of view, by the way. When you use a physical viewfinder, one that's just made out of paper or cardboard or poster board or something, and it's big enough, it totally blocks everything else out, which helps you focus and find the area that you're most interested in creating. Another thing to consider is when you're using your viewfinder is to rotate it a little to the left or to the right. Sometimes you'll find a very nice composition by doing that you might not have otherwise noticed. It's also worth mentioning that one of the benefits of using a viewfinder is that it has a hard edge line around it. So it is a definite ending to that little snippet of image that you like. And this works for everything, not just nature. It works for portraits. It works for flowers. It works for everything. So experiment with it. Try it on different things and see how it works for you. One of the things that fascinates me personally about using viewfinders is, we'll go back to the nature, for example. You see this beautiful image and you know exactly what everything is. Well, if you zoom enough with your manual viewfinder, you can take this image that you know exactly what it is, and it turns it into like an abstract image because you don't see what's around it. So you end up with some lines or shapes, and you'll see some of these. I'm going to share some of these with you that are just beautiful or fascinating or extremely interesting. So if you are wanting to create an abstract image, this is an awesome way to go about it. If you're, like say if you're not quite sure what you want to create, but you want to make something abstract, get out your viewfinder and go look at something representational and zoom it to the point that you see it more as an abstract image. Totally awesome. One more thing that it really does work well with is if you have like an artist block. Go out with your viewfinder and just look at things. I won't guarantee it, but every time I've tried that, it helps tremendously. Now, I would also suggest that you try using the hand method as well as the make your own viewfinder method, and see what you think. And I would love it if you would comment below and let me know which you like better and why. Like I said, this is my opinion, and I am open to all opinions. As long as they're nice, be nice. Okay. But yeah, I would really like to know. So do experiment with it. One more thing is that you can go to the store, I would imagine an art store, potentially a craft store, and you can buy pre-made viewfinders if you like. And if you want to, that's great. It's just that there really isn't any need because you have everything I would imagine at home to make one, and it takes, about 1 minute. But they do look pretty nifty, those store-bought ones. Something else you can use for the viewfinder. You know the mats that are in picture frames? You can use those. You can also use actual picture frames without the picture in it, of course. But for me, I do prefer the homemade ones because you can make the inside opening any size you like and have the outside solid part any size you like. Whereas when you buy the pre-made ones or even use the mats and frames, you are stuck with what whoever created them decided was the right size. And I like having more control over that aspect. Okay, now on to creating your own viewfinder. You can use any size paper or board that you like and any size opening that you like. Me personally, I tend to use a small opening, say 1 or 2 inches. Sometimes I like them square, sometimes I like them rectangular, but I always like them, when possible, to have a large solid area around it. Probably the more the better. I don't mean crazy extremes, but I would like to block out the vast majority of the surrounding area. So for me, a really good size would be, say, the size of a sheet of paper, maybe a little smaller. And the center, I would cut out anywhere from a 1 to 2 inch square or rectangle. That's just my preference. You would need to really kind of experiment a little to see what you like best. One other thing to mention is that if you're looking for something very small, very zoomed in, then a smaller opening would probably be better. If you want a little bit bigger of an image, then I would make my opening a little bit larger. Okay, so what you're going to need to do is have a pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife or a knife of some kind, something to cut it out with, and you will either need like a sheet of paper, a 3x5 card, poster board, foam core, a mat, something along that line. I can say the stiffer, the better. It makes it easier to hold. You'll see in this video where I just cut out a few out of 3x5 cards, and they did great, but they were just a little bendy, but that's okay. And then you will take the center of your paper or board, and it does not have to be measured. It does not have to be perfect unless you just want to. Draw your square or rectangle and then cut it out. And that's all there is to making one. It takes, like I said, about a whole minute. It's extremely fast, and it's definitely worth its weight in gold, probably. Well, that could be an exaggeration, but you get the idea. That's all there is for today. I hope you now have a very good understanding of viewfinders and like the comparison between the handmade and the hand viewfinders. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Much love, Olivia.